Day ado aki vipes new special guest sani.
Hello, She. Warm greetings from my family to all of you. Hello, Shkim Tani. Akikili. Change. That is the theme for this jubilee. So now what is change? You all have heard so many of the speakers talking about change. So by going by dictionary, the meaning of change is nothing but, it's very simple. Nothing but making something different, making something new, replacing something old with something new. Okay, like I'm sure the previous speakers may have already told you, that change is inevitable, whether we like it or not. Change is something that is permanent. So, whenever we change something, it is always for the better, it is always for good. Okay, what I want you all to be is just my advice, my request. Change for something that is good. Change for something, change for your own self, change for the society at large. Having said that, we say there's a phrase called, or an idiom called, change with changing times. So what does it mean? Simply means that we have to change our perspective. Not only our perspective, our way of thinking, our attitude, our behavior. We cannot stick to the past. Yes, we must remember the past, we should not forget that. But still then, what has happened, we should look forward. Now, standing here today, I'm speaking mostly to all the youths, the students, coming from different units. Change for better, change for good. Not only for yourself, but also for the society at large. Bible lagu hepanya Ephesians akebdi ajo 22 to 24. Put off your old life, which is corrupted, and put on the new self, created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness. We have to put our old life behind, our corrupted life behind. Bring in the new life, be God-like in His true righteousness and holiness. Akimte. God has, I want you all to kindly listen to me. God has given you free will. Now in a Christian faith, we talk about free will. What is free will? God has given each and every one of us the power to think, the power to reason. Each and every one of us are special in our own way. Reason yourself. I will not talk about education. I will not talk about what career you are going to pursue. I will not talk about what lines you must go through. That all you know already. And our esteemed speakers have already told you, I'm sure of that. But then, what I want you all to do is, I want you all to reason. Reason with yourself. God has given you free will. Whatever you decide, whatever you choose, ultimately you're going to bear the responsibility for that. If you choose good, then it's well and good. If you choose something bad, then still then, tipo responsibility nong napumasang nangi. Okay. God has been with you throughout this whole year. You have prayed, God has kept you, God has preserved you. And whatever you have asked, God has given to you. Some maybe not, maybe because it's not His will. But then, there's only 2 days left. Ishi mukutoku. Only 2 days left. I plead all of you, and my request to all of you is, put God first. Wait on the Lord. You enjoy yourself, it's okay. But then still enjoy in the Lord. Wait on the Lord by being righteous, by being holiness. Ephesians put on the new self, be God-like in true righteousness and holiness. So, students, some of you are studying, some of you have finished studying, some of you are giving examinations. How many of you have read the book Atomic Habits by John Clear? It's one of the best-selling books. Anybody? Oh, good. So I'll just paraphrase it in one sentence. What does John Clear says? What is atomic? Atomic is nothing but atom, the smallest particle that can exist in nature. So atomic habits are habits, the small habits that we have in ourselves. So what John Clear says is that if we make small improvements in our daily lives, it will eventually accumulate into something remarkable. The end result will be remarkable. So I plead to all of you, see, change will not come overnight. Actually, change will not come overnight. You have to work for it. You have to be consistent. You have to be persistent in whatever you do. So, as John Clear says, small improvements accumulate into remarkable results. So my request to all of you is, I'm sure you must be doing that. Please, start your day by praying every morning. Get up in the morning, get up at 4, 5 in the morning, set a timing. Give praises to God. Once you have done that, then you go about doing your other businesses. Try to put your phones away as much as possible. Stay away from social media as much as possible. Yes, they are useful, they are necessary, but try to stay away from them as much as possible. In whatever you do, think twice before you say or do anything. These are the small adjustments that you need to make in your life. After you have done all that, after you have gone through your day, after you get in bed, you just lie down or just sit down and try to reflect on the day past. Try to think what you have done right. Try to think where you have gone wrong. After you have analyzed that, what you do? You plan for the next day. What you can do right. What more can you improve upon? So if you have done that, after that, what do you do again? You kneel down in prayer. You leave everything in God's hands. Tishaba, I'm sure, whatever you do, whatever you pursue in your life, you'll surely be successful. That is point number 1. I will not take much time. Point number 2, employment ko pinsay gig muti. I'm sure tipko achu nong ye thaning ipsu ti sapem kichmi ko na chu ketim ko na chu piwacham thage igo nietli pisu movin. Point number 2, put God first and know His purpose concerning your life. You all can achieve anything and everything that you want to be in your life. Don't limit yourself. Don't put yourself into a box. Don't limit yourself. Dream big, but at the same time, always remember to put God first. Trust in Him and have faith in Him. He will surely deliver. See, I just want to say one thing. All of us present here, we're made differently. Every one of us are special in our own way. God has made each and every one of us different. He has given us a separate talent. He has designed that for us. Why? We cannot all be same. At the same, we cannot all be doctors. We cannot all be engineers. We cannot all be administrators. If that's the case, then where will the world go? So we all have our place in this world. We all have our place in the society. No matter what you do, what matters is that you're happy and you're contented. In whatever field you choose, whatever you do. See, for example, you all know this thing. A person with a lot of money, with a lot of worldly pleasures and everything, he still won't be happy. But someone with not so much money or wealth also, he may be contented, he may be happy. See, now that is what matters, that you're happy and you're contented with yourself. Here ayagla ti kukula cho. You may want this, you may want good house, you may want good car, good dress, good vehicle. All that doesn't matter. All these are all worldly things. What matters is that you're happy, you're contented, and that there's a great wealth reserved for you in heaven. Alona, ningkung tsuwana ti plan shpangia. Okay, I want you all to remember that. Also that, like I said, every one of us present here are special in our own way. So also, every individual present here, our situation is all different. Your situation, your responsibility in your family is different. Your situation, you may be facing pressure, you may be facing, at the same time, your younger brother may not be facing that, your elder sister may not be facing that. So even in the same family, between a father and a mother, between your own siblings, your situation is different. Now what do you do about that? You cannot change that. You cannot change your situation. What do you do? How do you tackle it? You have to accept the situation. Once you have accepted the situation, then everything will work out. You have to realize, this is my problem, this is my issue. So all of your students, you'll all be having your own issues, you'll be having your own separate problems in your life. Okay. All of our situation is different. We have to realize that what the problem is, what the situation is, and work around it. See, before I got through my examination, what was my situation? I first got through in 2012 as Secretariat Assistant. I cleared the NPSC. That is after I was married. I've already spoken about this. His situation topic la chenge wana ta ini thagi person. He actually lungu kumuke igimu kai di nongpila ti he situation tackle shingyu mom kishi how do you work around it tipo itipinge wana ti ta thagi pisani. Because so I was married. My eldest son was there, Jared. Now he'll be in class 9. So I was young then. In 2012, I got through NPSC as Secretariat Assistant. I was not satisfied. My father was in the forest department. He would always, though not always, but most of the time, if he's in the field, he would wear uniforms. So I was really inspired. I really wanted to be in the uniform service. See, that was my ambition, that was my goal. I did not think that I wanted to be, my dad wanted me to be a doctor. I always scored well in biology, chemistry, and all that science subjects, so my dad wanted me to be a doctor. But I did not want to be that. I wanted to be like him. I wanted to be in the uniform service. So whenever I gave my NPS, so I did not give ESC as my first choice. I always gave NPS. I always gave DSP as my first choice. But still then, as luck would have it, I got Secretariat Assistant in 2012. Even after that, I gave 5 more interviews. So 6 interviews at a stretch. I did not get through. In the 6th attempt, I did not know what to do. I would get frustrated at home. All my friends are getting through. I was married, I have to go to office, I have to do that. I have to come home, look after the family. So in my last attempt, 2016, I knelt down in prayer. I told God, God, this is my situation. I accepted my situation. I worked my way around it. See, it's my responsibility. I have to bear that responsibility. Similarly for all of you, whatever situation you are in, God wants you to be in that situation. You should help yourself. You should work your way around it. So I worked around my situation. I accepted my situation. I accepted the state that I was in. If my friends were studying for 9-10 hours, I would get 3-4 hours. But still, I would make sure that those 3-4 hours were spent smartly and then carefully and judiciously. Okay, when my family would sleep, they would sleep around 10 o'clock. From 10, I would study till 2-3 in the morning. That is the only time when I got to study. When I was going to office, I would hear from now due to the internet and all that thing. Now there are so many things available online, materials. I would hear about all the news, current affairs. On my way to my office would take 1 hour due to traffic jam, so I would not waste time in that. So that was my situation. I had to accept that and I had to somehow work around it. And after doing that, I knelt down in prayer and I told God, God, I want to be in uniform service. But if it's not your will, then it's okay, I'm satisfied. I was not expecting at all. I'm expecting here 6 attempts I get the means la alushism interview la marks alushis tumla tisha petso tisha reglati neither frustrated shamo. Ike akunela nguboti alo gis la khwets pa alo pla ti let your will be done piglati alona tishi kamatsike. Ike I'm not saying that you should follow this thing or anything. Your situation is different, you work your way around your own situation. You're all big now. Nobody should be telling you what to do, what not to do. So what I want you all to do is accept your situation, work your way around it, and leave everything to God. God is a promise-keeping God. But then you have to believe. You need to have faith. So I will not take much more time. It's already, I think, 8:30. I will end my speech here. As you go from here, point number 1 na pagetoy. Change. Change for something that is good. Don't let anyone influence your thoughts. Yeah, if it's good, it's good. Take it. But God has given you the power to reason. Otherwise, we'll all be animals. Animals don't have the power to reason though. God has given you free will. God has given you the power to choose. Whatever choices you make, you're responsible for them. You cannot blame God after it. Yeah, if God has not given you free will, God will demand that you worship Him every day. You kneel down in prayer every day. You come to church every day. You read the Bible every day. God has given you the power to choose. Otherwise, we'd all been like the robots only. We'll do what everyone's going, go here, go there, set timing. But then, alona free will is paying it. But that does not mean that you misuse it, because every choices you make, every decisions you make, at the end of the day, you'll be the one to blame. Everyone, all of you are adults here, so you will not have anyone else to blame. Don't blame God. Don't blame anyone else. You only will have to blame for yourself. So, change for better, change for good. Take control of your situation. And once you've done that, place everything into God's hands. Like I said, God is a promise-keeping God. He will deliver, but you need to have faith. Hebrews chapter 6 go. The definition of faith is there. Chapter Azulaki. Hebrews 11:1. The definition of faith is there. Faith is something that you believe, something that you cannot see. But to have faith, it's not an easy thing. You have to do the will of God. First, if you do the will of God concerning your life, surely God will bless all of you. It's going to be a new year. Leave behind the old. Change. Take the Jubilee blessings, take God's blessings into the new year in true righteousness and holiness. With this, I'll end my speech here tonight, and all the best to all the talented and promising musicians who will be performing here. God bless you all. God bless RKK.